10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Magic After Dark. My name's Ryan Edwards. This guy over here is
Blaze Sarah. Welcome everybody to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's gonna be a fun and a fishy show today. I just feel
it's gonna be a fishy show. Things are already very fishy.
It's getting fishy. So
today we have a very exciting guest. 3-time Penn and Teller Fool Us Fooler. He's just constantly blowing their minds. They stand no chance. The man, the myth, the legend. Ondrej, the man, the myth, the legend. Psenicka, welcome to the show. He's in the vortex now.
Yeah, he's got martial arts skills in there as well.
All right, let's have something to eat.
This is the lunchtime episode.
So
we've all got food. We're such professional podcast hosts.
Oh, 100%.
So good,
I always
Ryan.
think that the best
This
conversation.
is so good.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for sending me this. I'm sorry. You were saying?
I was like, the best conversations come over a meal, right? I think that's what we should do every week.
This is just dinner time.
Unless someone interrupts you every time you say something.
That's it. So what were you saying now, Ondrej?
Right?
What were you going to say?
I was going to say,
thank
you for sending me this. Thank you. That's very good. It tastes really good. You're a very good cook.
I try.
Compliments to the chef.
I'm glad that it arrived safely over there and not like molded or anything else.
I mean, that's a very it's a very ballsy move, shipping raw fish over to the Czech Republic. But
fish.
You know,
I mean, you're gonna eat it raw, so it's got to be all right for a few days.
Yeah,
right?
thank you, our partner DHL Express. Thank you for delivering
exactly
in under 24 hours. Fantastic. It's still good. Feels fresh.
Brought to you by Lost Art Magic and DHL Express. Thank you so much, DHL.
And lunchtime.
And lunchtime, brought to you by lunchtime.
Brought to you by lunchtime.
Because this is a special time. Usually we're on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but for Ondrej, it is already 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so instead of 10 p.m. EST, we're 10 p.m. CEST.
Yes, you're so good. Oh my God, how do you know all these things? That's Central European summertime. Wow.
Power of Google.
It's called Central European Summertime. It's not Standard Time. It's summertime.
Like,
did he freeze at the perfect
I saw him just move. I was like, I saw him just move.
Whoa! I was so convinced that you absolutely froze at the best freeze frame. That was great. Wow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Blaze, before we came on this, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, Blaze froze twice already before we started. It's a great inside joke. It's call back to Blaze's failure there.
Yeah, call back.
It might happen again.
A call back to something the audience hasn't seen yet. That's a really good. That's pure comedy right there.
That's pure comedy.
Yeah. When you do a mentalism routine and you call back to your pre-show, that's a really smart move.
Remember you signed that piece of paper before the show? Can you tell me what you wrote down there? Can you imagine?
No, actually, usually when you do a pre-show, you always do a callback, just for that one person, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Because you got to put the trigger there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some of you might already have something in mind.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe some of you were thinking of something earlier.
Remember when I wrote down that joke and I passed it to you? Yeah, the pre-show has nothing to do with any methods. It's just you telling jokes that are then going to be way funnier later on.
This is the Aussie Win Nightmare episode. We talked about pre-showing with him. Yeah. It's like we talked about.
Oh my God, when is Assie's book coming out?
It's soon.
I don't know. Yeah, he said it was soon. He said that it's sent to the publisher or the printers. Yeah.
So, but it was funny because we talked about pre-show there, and we talked about how every time a mentalist seems to be on TV, the news anchor is like, "You mean this piece of paper that I filled out right before?" and every mentalist is like, No, put that away.
Just the slow-mo runaway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, gosh.
There's too many clips of that. There's too many clips. But but the thing Aussie was bringing up is that people think that they're helping, and so it's how do you do that in a way where people don't feel that it's necessary for them to help you by bringing up the fact that they already wrote it down.
Yeah.
But, guys, this is an incredible episode. There's so much content. This is so interesting. I love it. By the way, I have some. Was it protein shake?
Sushi and protein shakes. Wow.
He's the best thing, chocolate, banana. What else did I put in there? Just good things,
Ondrej the Rock.
Yeah. Are you bulking up for the next Fool Us episode?
Oh my goodness! Well, it's just being recorded this week.
Yeah,
so
this week.
I'm not gonna make it. I'm afraid. No. Well, next time.
You'll be bulked up. When you fool them for the 5th time, you'll be absolutely jacked. Yeah. Now, what is your thought process when you're going into working on a routine specifically for that show? Is it a different creative process than you would go about if you were trying to make a show that is outside of that, just an act for yourself?
There's a simple answer to that. Duh.
Yeah. Ondrej, I knew that was the answer, but you didn't need to hit me like that. I was hoping we would elaborate a little.
That's a great question.
Blaze has been thinking about that one all week. So,
in what ways?
That is a fantastic segue from the protein shake. So, what I was going to say, Jesus. No, yes. Well, I probably think in a different way than most of the other participants because everybody expects me to fool them, because when you were there 3 times and you fooled them 3 times, they don't want to see you not fool them, because normally it's like you fool them or you do a good show. A great show. It doesn't really matter. You can do a great show, not fool them, and you can have all you wanted from the appearance, But I can do a great show, not fool them, and everybody's going to be like, shit. Well, it's so good, and he didn't fool them. Well, fuck him, stupid person from Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia or whatever.
Go put your finger through your neck, you Czech man.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why Siri wants to talk to me right now. Okay, she says go ahead. I say go. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So I really want to fool them. So I'm thinking hard about the method. A lot of the things I did on the show were just to fool them. But I never used any red herrings, like suggesting wrong method, something that would take them sideways or misguide them. I'm just using methods that I think they don't expect, or they would think that that's a stupid method, or something. I'm trying just to come up with something different, right? And that is very important. I'm trying to make a good television, because that is the most important part about a Fool Us act. Otherwise, you're not going to get booked, So you can have a great trick that's going to fool them, But if it's not a good piece of TV, nope, not usable, not gonna air. No, not only not gonna air, but you're not gonna go to Vegas to perform, because it has to have the potential of being good TV first. So yeah, the first one was clear to me because that just came to me like, oh my God, this is a great trick for Fool Us. I had no ambition to go on Fool Us. I was not looking for a trick that would work on Fool Us. I just worked on a castle act. And I realized that this trick with the headphones, it would be great on Fool Us because I can put it on Allison and I can just go sit next to Teller and watch Allison fool Penn. And even though it's a card trick, they, not that they don't like card tricks, but they have an inside rule, 1 card trick per episode. So just quarter is card tricks, and they're getting mostly card tricks, right? Yep. So there's a big competition. But my pitch was, when was the last time when Allison Hannigan fooled Penn and Teller? It didn't happen before. So that was the pitch, and they liked it. And I knew that this is it. For the second one, I had no ambition to go there again. But I met the producers in Spain, and they asked me what I have. And I said, well, I have this one thing, but I don't know. So I showed them the trick, and they kind of liked it. But I said, yeah, it's not bad, but it's not entertaining. So then it took me about 4 months to come up with something entertaining about it. Then I came up with the bug, eating a bug. I thought, eating a bug might be interesting on TV. And then we made a script, and then I came up with a method that initially was just an out. And Michael Close really liked it. And then I made the out bigger and bigger and bigger, feeling that, it's actually better for it to become the main thing, and the main thing to be the out. And in the end, that's exactly what it was. So because I'm pretty good in clocking the deck, in finding the missing card in the deck. And so the trick basically is, if anyone didn't see it, that Allison takes 1 card out of the deck, and I go through the deck just, looking at all the cards and figuring out what card is not there. That's the basic principle. So I can do that pretty fast. But then I came up with a different method how to do the same thing, but in a slightly uncertain conditions. And then I made them more certain and more certain and more certain and more certain by adding things. So clocking then became an out if the initial out wouldn't work. And it worked. And I had an agreement with the judges, what they have to say not to be fooled, and they didn't say it. So there also is the moment when Penn says, you tell us, does that trophy come down or not? And I said, I think it does, because I had the agreement with the judges, and I knew that they would agree that I did fool them. So that was the second one. And the third one, that was interesting. I had nothing to show him. And again, I met the producers in Spain, and I came up with something on the plane there. That wasn't just an idea. And the idea was that I'm in a unique position of going on Fool Us for the third time, which before me, only Paul Gertner was there 3 times. So I went there for the third time, and I thought I can use it by doing a mentalism routine that I'm going to just have them select 3 things randomly, and I will predict them in the past, in the previous appearances. So we will go like watch parts of the previous acts, and in that I will say, okay, I knew you're going to choose this. I knew you're going to choose this because this happened, this happened, this happened. And they liked it because it was new. Nothing like that has been on the show before because it couldn't, right? Yeah. Couldn't. And that's the best pitch. You know, if you want to go and fool us, just bring something that hasn't been on the show, which is not easy. You know, it's 50 acts a season or so. And this is now they're shooting number 8. So that's 400 acts. So you have to come up with something that hasn't been there. And then, you know, they're going to pick it up. Yeah, so that was my pitch. And then the easiest thing ever, which took me about 4 months to figure out what they're going to choose and how we're going to reveal it and how to do it so it's fooling. And I have to say that the day before the shoot, I was basically, I understood that I'm not going to fool them. And when I stepped on the stage, I was okay with it. And I had prepared what I'm going to say if I'm not going to fool them. And I'm actually saying it there. I know what I'm going to say if I'm not going to fool them, but I don't really know what I'm going to say if I do fool them. And then I did fool them, and I didn't know what to say, but I didn't have to say anything, so that was good. Yeah, so that's the whole story. Did I answer your question, Blaze?
Absolutely, yeah. That's really fascinating that you didn't originally plan before the whole thing, I'm going to reveal this stuff or plant any kind of breadcrumb trail for later on. It was looking back on your past appearances and going, okay, what can I pull to make it feel as though I've planned this all along, which is really fascinating. That's really cool. And it worked out really well.
Yeah. It worked out. Yeah.
we had this question about though all acts get aired. No, not all acts get aired.
Not the fact. Let me ask you this. Don't. Because you obviously you couldn't be there this season, I imagine with COVID and everything else in the world, it would have made it a lot tougher. So are you planning something now for the next season? If enough next season happens, have you thought about that? Do you want to be like the 4-time fooler?
No. But I tell you what, I was going to have something for this season. I mean, for season 8, for the one they're shooting now. So I'm saying no, but I'm a magician. I lie all the time. Crump falling on the ground. Okay, so
5-second rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 second. We're 3 seconds in Canada.
Well, here it's 5 minutes, 5 hours.
3 seconds. That's why you're so hygienic in Canada. Yeah.
We're 3 seconds. That's it.
Seconds. Can you even bend down in 3 seconds? You have to basically catch it midair at that point.
You got to catch it midair.
Yeah, eye of the tiger reflexes over there.
That's what
it's
we
different
got
up north.
Yeah, we're just a little healthier up here, so used to fighting the cold. So bending down quick when it's warm is easy. So Ondrej, throughout every episode that we do a bunch of crazy segments, and I know today we're not going to be on for 5 hours because it's obviously it's already late there. And I think that probably a lot of our viewers have seen you on Fool Us. Me and Blaze both know you. We've met you many times, magic conventions and stuff, and chatted. I've done some work with you in the past as well. And so, Blaze, you think it's time that we let the fans get to know him a little better?
I think that it's time for the fans to get to know Ondrej a little bit more. You know what time it is?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's time for 20 questions. It's time for 20 questions. Yeah, it's time for 20 questions. It's time for 20 questions. Yeah, put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
Oh, that's interesting. And I thought that you will let me answer the question that I didn't answer before, with the fourth Fool Us, with the idea. But it's okay, we
haven't started this segment yet.
I don't have to talk about what I was
that's
planning
so crazy.
on doing.
That's question one on our list.
What
was exactly your fourth Fool Us idea?
Oh, really? Is that the
that's
first
incredible.
question? Wow, that is
Number
amazing.
one on
You
the
are
list.
a mentalism.
Yeah, I had a brilliant idea, which initially was about to cost only $5,000, and then when it got to the point when it cost more than $10,000, we decided that it's too expensive.
Wow.
But it was a good idea. Damn it. It was a pretty damn good idea. But it involved a drone flying into the Penn and Teller Theater, which is Union. And the drone was carrying a thing in a place where there are people. And it would have to be injured. Not injured, but insured. And since it's Union, the pilot would have to be licensed, and it was just too risky to do. But it would be amazing. But it's not gonna be, because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So then we came up with another brilliant idea, which didn't involve a drone, but it involved a, how do you say it? Not confirmation, but a permission from DC Comics. And since it was 3 weeks before the shoot, it was too late. And it was a brilliant idea, maybe even better than the one before. But it's not going to happen because it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because it's not going to happen.
That's like my favorite quote from Rob Zabrecki. The deeper you go, the deeper you go.
That's a great quote. I can see how the two of you would vibe. You have you have that energy.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite.
Very interesting meeting for sure.
Yeah. The deeper you go, the deeper you go. I definitely had some clearance issues with Fool Us and everything, and it ended up being a rather stressful thing of trying to get a lot of images cleared in a very short amount of time. It went from having a lot of time and then them telling me that it was cleared, and then last minute telling me that none of them were cleared, and then I had to stay up all night photoshopping 55 different new images. So that was
I remember. Was it? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, talk, Ryan, because it's your show. And,
Ondrej is the most mild-mannered savage that I've ever met.
No, I was going to say I had the same thing with licensing. I got licensed from Coca-Cola to use their products during the
product placement. Also another sponsor along with DHL Express.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. And so I got the okay to use Coca-Cola for everything. And I got all the stuff set up the day of the show. And that afternoon, we were filming at night. And that afternoon, they called me and said, the CW has decided you cannot use Coca-Cola. And I said, I'm not even saying Coke. And we're turning all the cans like this way to the camera. So not even seeing the label. CW decided Coca-Cola can't have a commercial for them on this show. And so they got me 4 different companies of pop the day of. So it was like, this is never going to fly now, because then they had to try to get licensing from 4 different companies for me to turn their pop into water. And so the
old reverse Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually had a joke set up for that with Penn, because I figured Penn, because that was the thing too. I was a pastor at the time. And so they filmed all my B-roll at a church. And I said, well, I guess the good thing is that Penn won't see this before I go out on stage. He'll only hear me talking to Allison about it afterwards, right? Because I figured if they show this pre-show, then there is no way that Penn is going to let me fool them. They are going to just make up stuff for me not to be able to do this, right? And because I mean, if a pastor beats Penn, that's like, it's just butting heads. So then I said that to the producer, and the producer goes, oh no, we're actually fast tracking your B-roll so that it can show before you come out.
They don't do that for anybody. They never see it. What?
No. Wow. They wanted Penn to know that I was a pastor and cause confrontation. So I had a glass of, because I figured, okay, he's going to say, well, Jesus turned water into wine and you turned pop into water. And you know, could you do the other thing? And I would go, well, you know, I'm not Jesus, but I figured you would say that. And so I brought you a glass of wine anyways. So I had a glass of wine sitting behind the counter. But they, like the CW, or the producers, I brought the wine idea up, you know, the day before we shot. Because I was like thinking, when they told me, okay, we're going to fast track your B-roll, I was like, oh no, now I have to have a comeback, you know, if Penn says something. So I thought of that, and so I told them, can we just add a glass of wine on the table, like underneath? Like, no one will see it. It's in a cabinet thing, right? And oh my goodness, that was like pulling teeth. I was like, you know, I could just go to the bar, just bring one with me and put it there. Oh no, it's got to go through all the production and everything else, because if you do pull it out, we're going to make sure it's on video correctly and stuff. I was like, oh my goodness, like it was a nightmare. But yeah.
It doesn't sound right to me. That's very strange.
It was crazy. I said to them, it took me 5 hours to set up the trick, and the day of, you guys switched it on me, and then I'm asking you to make one change just to put a glass of wine there, and it's like a big ordeal. So
that's weird. That's weird. I think they had more problems than that with it.
Yeah, that was the first season in America, I think. So maybe it was crazy.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
But or second season, I guess. Second season in America.
I think they're just extra cautious.
It was crazy. But I interrupted you, Ondrej. What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So rudely. No, all right. Yeah. So here, I guess we can. And yes, Ben just threw out, hey, everyone, welcome to Fool Us for your safety. Please sign this waiver saying if you get hit by any flying vehicles during the show, you can't sue us. That's what it would have been.
There you go.
That's what it would have been, Ondrej.
Well, the problem is that Penn and Teller wouldn't sign it. You know, that was the problem. Yeah. It was about Penn and Teller, not about the audience. There was not going to be any audience in the theater. So, but
they wouldn't relinquish their right to sue you if they did get hit by a drone.
They're like, this guy has fooled us 3 times. We're going to sue the pants off him.
Yeah, absolutely sue the pants off. You make a fool of us, and then you hit us with a flying object.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
All
right. Well, we've got to find out more about you. So we've got 2 minutes on the clock.
Wait.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll make the timer small.
There was something I was gonna say, right? About the show.
It was a clearance, I think. It had to do with the clearance and photos and stuff or something.
I think Shin on AGT had some like last minute changes with his music or something, right?
Yeah, so I was working with him at the time for the finale act, and the issue there was they told him he got clearance for a song, and they told him that they could clear it, and then he choreographed a whole new act to that song, and then they then told him a week before the finale, oh, we couldn't get clearance for that song, can you find a new song? So found a new song, redid the act that day to try and, like, he had 2 hours before he had to then perform it for the producers. And then after that session, they really liked it. And then again told him he didn't have clearance. So then just a few days before the finale had to redo the act. And then he was just like in Logic kind of, moving around parts of the song and, tweaking it so that he could, duplicate parts and make it long enough to fit with a song that actually, was cleared. So he was able to get it done in the end. But yeah, they definitely had some issues with getting this.
Luckily, he knows something about music. Otherwise, Jesus.
Yeah, that was definitely crazy.
It's always the crazy thing with that show. It's like when they do that. I mean, it's TV, so I mean, you have to expect that. But Brundage had the same issue. Was we came up with the Rubik's Cube mosaic thing, and had like this incredible image of Leonardo DiCaprio that you could tell from like anybody. It was perfect. It looked so good. And then they sent us this image of Brad Pitt, and they're like, you have to use this image. And he's like, but it's a terrible image. Like, it doesn't look like anything. It just looks like a guy. Brad Pitt doesn't have Brad Pitt's a good looking guy, but there's nothing that's strikingly different than anybody else. And so he was like, well, we have this image like done of Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, look how good this looks. And they're like, nope, this one, Brad Pitt. And it looked terrible. And then Howie was like, oh, it looks like me. And it's like, yeah, because it looks like a guy. It's, it's hard to tell that it's Brad Pitt, at a glance and stuff. But yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, for mine with the Fool Us thing with the photos, they told me, so they told me that the photos that I sent in, they thought would be fine. And then he was like, oh, I just want to make sure that I check in. I'll let you know if there's any issues after I talk to the legal team. And then I didn't hear back from them. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's good. And then I just reached out and I was like, hey, just want to make sure 100% because I didn't hear back from you. You said you'd reach out if there was an issue. Is there any issue? And he's like, oh, I'll send it to the lawyer now. and so now it's like a week and a half before the performance. And essentially, no, the photos weren't cleared. Because even though I had found like Creative Commons royalty-free images of signs from all 50 states in America, it still wasn't. It wasn't photos that I took myself. So a week and a half before, the producers sent me a message saying, do you happen to have 50 friends, one in every state, that could take a photo you 100% have the rights to of every welcome to this state sign? I was like, really? No. So then I just, I took one photo of one sign myself on the way between Nevada and California, and then photoshopped fake signs for every other state. And then they happened to name California. So it was the only real photo I actually had.
Nice.
So
bringing the clock.
Got the clock.
Bring up the clock. Here we go.
2 minutes on the clock. Ryan, would you like to start with the first question?
I will start. Ondrej, these are rapid fire questions, so you got to see how many you can get through. And hopefully you'll be able to get through them all. Are you ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Favorite?
Oh, can I have one question first?
I knew that was gonna happen.
Okay.
I knew it.
Well,
I'm not giving you those 2 seconds back.
Yeah.
What's the clock for again?
The clock is that you have a total of 2 minutes to answer as many questions as possible. So we'll see how many you can get through.
Isn't the name of the thing like 20 questions?
It is 20 questions total,
20.
but some people that answer slowly don't get to all 20 questions.
Oh, I see. So it's like they don't really finish it, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
So they don't feel bad in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Our objective is making our guests feel bad.
It's like absolute failure.
Absolutely.
We pull up the whole chart and we cross their name off as like, so you're on there.
Okay.
Slow brains is what we call it.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right.
Favorite color?
Yellow.
Biggest pet peeve?
Church.
Where did you grow up?
Here.
What always makes you laugh?
Oh, you.
What is your secret talent?
I'm not going to tell you. It's secret.
The first time you ever saw a magic trick?
Oh, I was little.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, eating a lot.
Dream performance venue?
Here.
Most cherished memory?
Oh, being in Vegas and having this fantastic show of mine.
Favorite food?
It's sushi.
Favorite movie?
I don't know. Kung Fu Panda. Never seen it.
Favorite pizza topping? Favorite pizza topping?
Favorite piece of what?
Pizza topping.
Oh, pizza topping. A pineapple, of course.
Nice. Favorite magician?
You.
If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy?
Books.
What's your most highly recommended magic product or book?
The Ascanio, Structural Conception of Magic.
Favorite TV show?
This one. Is it TV? Magic After Dark.
Oh, we're almost
Super,
TV.
Really good.
What's your guilty pleasure?
A protein shake.
If you had one wish, what would you wish for?
Oh, give me a second. Could you pause it?
That's not really how this works. Okay, got 5 seconds left.
You guys are really slow asking the questions, by the way.
Yes.
Can't be so chill, saying all that. Okay, go ahead.
If you had one wish, what would you wish for?
I'll wish to be on the show again.
Favorite toy growing up?
Oh, a car. Dream car.
And favorite sports team?
I have none.
That's the majority of our guests have that answer. Yes, this is
we got to change that one, but most people don't get to it. So,
would you like to ask our 21st question, Ryan?
Yes, sure. Ondrej, would you rather look like?
Yes, I lied quite a few times. Oh, sorry. What was the question? I didn't want to interrupt you.
Would you rather look like a potato?
But if I would interrupt you, I would interrupt you so you can't answer that 21st. But since 21 is blackjack, I'm actually going to let you ask me the question. Please go on.
You're going to realize it wasn't worth that buildup.
Would you rather look like a potato?
Well, we've already heard that. You don't have to say those words again. Look like a rat, or
look like a potato, or feel like a potato.
Look like a potato, or feel like a potato.
Mm-hmm.
Or like it taste like a potato. Look like a potato on the inside?
No, feel like a potato emotionally.
That's a philosophical question, meaning how does a potato feel on the inside?
No, it gets more philosophical from here.
Yeah, from here on out.
Purple.
Yeah, that's not a good question, Brian. Was that your idea? Whose idea was it?
Whoa, we don't point fingers here. Every idea is a collective idea. I'll jump on that grenade for you, Ryan.
Was it your idea?
No, it's a collective idea. That was definitely Ryan's pitch for the show.
I don't think I ever came up with that question. But...
Oh man! Oh, you're in for a treat on the next segment.
Wait till the next segment.
It only gets worse. You know, like Garrett Thomas says, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally, we're getting to some real meat.
Some real meat.
Oh man. So let me ask you about the butterfly deck, because obviously this thing has become massive popular around the world. How many different versions have you brought out now? Because I know when you did the Kickstarter stuff, you had all the different colors and everything else. So do you have a tally, the final number of how many different ones you've released?
No.
No.
You're like, I'm very hands off with this butterfly business.
Pretty hands off.
It's really that's some other guy's job.
I use them, but that's as far as I go.
Well, we can count. I think the Indiegogo which was the very first one, has 6 versions. Then the second, wait, 6 versions. Then Murphy, so that's 8. Then the second edition came out, that's 10. Then refills, but I don't think refills are any like a different version, so it's 10. And then I think then it was, we had the collector's edition, which was like 2 more, so it's 12. And then the Kickstarter, ooh, nice cards. The Kickstarter came out, and that was 13 more decks. So that's 25. And now we have the 2 seasons, which is spring and summer. So it's 27. And, then there were some like prototypes and like a lot, like versions that I printed 30 or 40 decks of, but that I wouldn't count. So yeah, 6.
How did we go from 27 to 6? It was 27, 28, 6. It was
I don't know.
Also, I find it fascinating how you count on your fingers. That you went 1, 2, 3, and then got rid of the thumb for 4, and then 5.
That is interesting.
That's almost like going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a Czech thing, right?
It is a Czech
thing. I know. I don't think there's many things that I do normally.
Well, that's a good way to be.
I don't really know what normal is.
Unusual interview we've done yet. But
Harrison Kramer said Ondrej is a wonderful troll. Now, I don't think that he's trying to assert that people from the Czech Republic are trolls. I think that he's just...
I'm not Czech.
Talking about like internet troll.
Well, I am Czech, but...
Can we check that on your Wikipedia?
What, if I'm Czech?
Yes. You can check if you're Czech.
Ooh,
is your favorite game checkers? Freeze again. Every time that you answered you in the 20 questions, it felt a bit disingenuous. I always make you laugh.
And Ryan is my favorite
your favorite magician? No.
My favorite magician would be Teller, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. Leopold said, "We ain't no trolls."
Leo is Czech.
Hmm.
Leo lives in Austria. But he's Czech. He spends a lot of time in Austria.
I was like, hang on. You're like, he's Czech. He lives in... Oh. That's not in the Czech Republic.
He lives close to Innsbruck, if you know where that is.
Yeah.
In Austria.
Yeah.
Now, I find that, I mean, regionally, there are very different audiences depending on where you perform. Even within the United States, there are totally different audiences on, say, the East Coast or Northeast comparatively to the West Coast or whatever. How would you describe audiences in the Czech Republic and performing for them compared to, say, your experience living in LA and performing at the Magic Castle? I mean, obviously, Magic Castle audiences are just different from everywhere, but...
Oh, was that the end of the question?
I guess "but" was not a good way to end the sentence, but there was a question mark in there. Yeah.
Halfway through. You go
so
back.
How would you describe performing for Czech Republic audiences compared to American audiences?
Well, I would describe it
like this.
I'm sorry, I forgot to continue. But there was a period.
Next time, continue while you're drinking the protein shake.
You could gargle the answer.
That's funny.
So much better.
Yeah, I might do that
next Fool Us act.
New resonance. Yeah.
I feel like Czech audiences are more honest than the Americans, but that also comes from their normal nature. Czechs are more honest than Americans. Sorry, is that being like putting Americans in like one group, like talking about all the Americans, that all the Americans are not as honest?
Yeah, I'm very offended. No, we can talk about cultural differences. Ryan's like, I'm good.
Okay, so let's talk just about people from LA.
A breed of people.
I apologize. Yes. No, Czech audiences, I find them very nice. Very honest, and they're responsive if you are honest with them. But I don't know, I might be talking about all audiences in a way. At least what I just said. I feel like people kind of give you back whatever you give them. But, as we know, some people are saying, okay, it's not about a bad audience. If a magician says, I had a bad audience, there's a big probability that was a bad magician. But there are bad audiences, and all performers who do a lot of shows, they know that someday it's good and some days it's not. And sometimes you feel like you are not doing anything differently and the audience is just stone dead. There's like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. Nothing's working. You're trying hard, and maybe you're trying too hard. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't know how to describe Czech audiences, but I like them. What's good about Czech audiences is that they understand Czech.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And in Czech, the Czechs have a specific sense of humor which can't be really used in English in a way that it can be used in Czech. And, that's what I like about it.
Do you have an example? I would love to dig deeper on that.
Tak já bych to mohl říct česky, že jo? To znamená, aby to jako fungovalo.
Yep, I knew that was what was going to happen. I knew exactly.
Why did you say that?
I was like, well, what if I just immediately started responding?
Yeah, Google Translate. Just
Google Translated it.
With Alexa, just right back at it.
Yeah.
That'd be super surprising, and I would be like, what? But I'm not gonna do that because that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Next time.
Yeah. When it does happen, then you will.
But what's interesting is that I now I haven't done my theater show for quite a bit, but I did it in Czech and in English as well here in Prague. And friends who saw both of the shows said that they liked it better in English. Because, I don't know, English, on the other hand, somehow, and we just talked about it with a friend recently, that everything sounds better in English for some reason. But the reason also is that I learned magic in English, right? And I wrote the show in English. So the Czech version is basically a translated version of the English version. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just, it's good. Czech audiences are great. American audiences are great. All audiences are great. I don't know if I ever encountered an audience that I wouldn't like. I liked it everywhere, and I've been to places, not that many yet. Like I was planning to go to Japan, but then COVID hit, so I didn't go. But yeah, I'm excited to perform for some very different cultures, which Japanese seems to be different,
Did you write the show in English because you intended to perform the show somewhere where it was English speaking, or was it because it felt more natural to you creatively to write it in English?
Yes. Okay. Well, one thing is that I wrote it shortly after I got back from my studies in LA. So I was like on this English speaking, was on the roll. At that time, I had an American girlfriend as well. So I spoke more English than Czech during the day, even though I was living in Prague already. And it was also easier for me to consult the show with my American friends, because at that time I had two people helping me a lot with the show. One was my theater director from LA. His name is Robert Kukuza, and he's a great comedy director. And he directed a couple of shows when I was in school with me. And the second one who I consulted the show with was John Lovick. So he gave me a lot of notes on a lot of things. But what was interesting, and now here is my recommendation, guys, if you're working on a show. What I did was I recorded the show, the English version, and I brought the recording to LA and I showed it to Lovick. And I got about a page and a half of notes from him on the whole show. And the show was an hour and 20 minutes, I believe. And then I went to my theater director, and I got a page and a half of notes on the first 10 minutes of the show.
Wow.
Right. And so what I want to say by that is that the magic director, well, Lovick, I believe, studied theater directing, in school. He's probably a degree from, I don't know what school. I'm sorry, John. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, so he is a director, but he is already in the magic bubble. So he is focused on the magic things, and 2, he's limited by his knowledge about magic, what can be done and what cannot be done. Theater director doesn't have any of those limits. So he's focused on slightly different things, but he's not about, okay, maybe you should do this to make the effect stronger or that, but he tells you more about all kinds of details that makes the show as a whole better, and that he tells you this, but you have to change this and the whole thing, and it really changes everything. But details for the magic trick, it's not it. But so guys, work with theater directors that know nothing about magic. Then I got to a certain version of 52 Lovers, and then I redid it 2 years after. I hired another theater director here from Prague. He was a student still in school, but he wrote a bachelor thesis. I don't know if that's what you call it, but a bachelor thing. He wrote on the difference between theatrical illusion and magic illusion. Even though he was not a magician, he was just fascinated by magic. So he wrote about Steinmeyer's work, and he wrote about Penn and Teller's work. He wrote about Houdini. He wrote about the Davenport brothers and everything like that. And he compared it to theatrical illusion and how those things work. And so I brought him to direct the show. And after he was done with it, it was completely different and much better show to watch. And now he's helping me direct my online show. It's called Magnolia, and it opens in 3 weeks. Actually, Leo, who just commented that's from Innsbruck, so he bought a ticket because he's going to understand it's going to be in Czech. So nothing for you guys.
Is there any thought of potentially doing an English version? I would love to see.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Otherwise, probably I've got 3 weeks to learn a new language, and this is going to be a rough 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, probably, yes. I assume so.
You gave me a sneak peek of one of the moments, and I was like, oh, okay. This is absolutely Ondrej, and this is going to be absolutely insane. Nobody's doing anything like it in the virtual show space, but it's perfect for virtual shows.
Yeah, it will be ridiculous.
Is there anything that you can tell the audience about it, or you don't want to give anything away?
Yeah, sure. No, I believe there will be about 10% in the show that can be done live. And the rest is gonna be just stupid, insane, idiotic, just fucked up shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a show designed to be a virtual show and perfectly taking advantage of everything that you have.
Yeah, this is a show designed. It's designed for Zoom.
Nice.
Yeah,
it is designed truly for Zoom. And the thing Blaze is talking about is a moment when there is because most of the show there's going to be me in the middle of 3x3 grid, and there are going to be spectators around me, and I'll be like interacting with them. The show is limited to 30 people, or 30 devices, so I can interact with everyone during the hour or so, because I believe that for them to feel like there are no stooges, the best way is to be involved personally, right?
For sure.
The effect. So the effect that Blaze is talking about is inverted. It actually, I'm saying, you might think that there are stooges in the show, and you're right. There are actually exactly 7 stooges, and these are the stooges. And what happens is, actually trying to tell you. So this is, I'm going to tell you this. So at that moment, 8 people appear, but all of the 8 people have a mask on. There's like it's a paper cut mask with my face on it, right? And so I'm also gonna put on a mask on my face. And so there's 9 people with my mask on it. And now you do the classic grid thing, like the Gardner grid, when you say, okay, now put your finger on one and now move for 3 places, whatever. And what they are doing, they're looking for the only real spectator among those 9 people. So there is me, 7 stooges, and 1 real spectator, and they're looking for this person. And I'm not saying, okay, and you are not on this one, so I'm going to put these 2 away. You are not there. I'm saying, well, this and this one are stooges. So if you are there, I'm sorry, the game ends for you, right? So in the end, I'm saying, and if you ended up here, you're lucky, because that is the real spectator. And they think they're one of 2 maybe who ended up there. But then we find out that all of them ended up right correctly pointing at the real spectator. But the fun part is when I say, okay, so Paul and I don't know, John are stooges because, I met them 2 days ago in a coffee shop and I just talked to them and they're stooges. And now they take off the mask and it's me.
I was hoping that was going to be the ending. When you said they were wearing masks, I was like, I hope that they take it off.
And then and there's not. So all of the stooges are me, and but I have to black them out so people don't go there because they can't step on the squares that are already taken out. So they end up with the real spectator. But after that, I say, you may be a little confused now because obviously I'm just one. I don't have like 7 twins or anything. But let's bring them back. And so then there's 1 spectator in the middle and 8 Ondres around. And the problem is that they all interact with the spectators and they all claim that they are the only live Ondrej and the others are pre-recorded.
It's just like, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Yeah, just will the real Ondrej? Yeah. That's so cool. That's so awesome. That's amazing.
And we came up with some fucked up methods, and that we did some tests already. And then the 8 Ondres are going to perform 1 effect for that spectator in the middle. And it's going to be crazy. And we have just 3 weeks to actually make it happen. And I don't know if we're going to make it, but probably, deadlines, they do miracles.
Yeah, deadlines do miracles.
Yeah. I
and then after this, Sorry, Ryan, I didn't want to interrupt you. You were saying?
I said, Danny said, I'm looking forward to the Magnolia. So it looks like they are seeing it already as well.
Yes.
I mean, I might buy a ticket just to watch in Czech.
So what you said, and then after, what happens?
Oh, did I say that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was just a tease. I
just a faux pas. Oh no.
So after that, there's going to be another trick, which is almost the final one. It's the final one before the final one. And that's an idea that I got 10 years ago, 2011. And that's funny that at PCAM, PCAM convention, that was in Burbank, I met Zabraki there, and I told him about the idea. And I never actually made it happen, but now it's gonna happen. And it is me playing 3-Car Monte with pre-recorded me. So I am basically trying to gamble with myself, and that's going to be stupid, horrible, terrible, idiotic, crazy game of 3-Car Monte you've never seen before. And after that is the final effect, which more than an effect is just a catharsis of the whole show. And that I'm not going to tell you anything about. Damn.
So everybody in the audience, you have 3 weeks to learn a new language and to buy your tickets. Please check out Ondrej's show, because this sounds like the best virtual show ever made.
I think we should just tune in and check anyways.
Yeah. Oh, I really want to see it in Czech. I don't even care that I'm not going to understand what's happening.
Yeah,
as long as you don't call on me, I'll just have Google Translate ready.
We could go on the Discord and we'll be trying to translate to each other what he's saying at the same time.
We need a Czech friend that's on the inside.
Just make up the patter.
Yeah. We'll just kidnap one of the Ondrejs. Get him to translate for us. You got 9 of them. You can spare one.
Easy.
Oh damn! Just when I'm talking about it, I'm like, I want to see that show.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
So many stupid ideas. And see, this is what happens when you work with a theater director who doesn't know what the limits are, you know. But then you also make sure that you don't impose any limits on yourself, because otherwise, you know, you just reject all the ideas of your wonderful director. And he's like, what the hell is happening with that stupid person? He's like, he says that nothing can be done, but he's a magician and nothing is impossible. Talk to David Copperfield. He knows all about it.
No, this is definitely a gold nugget drop right there.
Boom.
Work with a director that is not necessarily limited by magic knowledge, so that you can push yourself to create outside of your limits.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing for sure. It is interesting that when going away from theater director, but even just people that don't do magic, like you said, they expect that a magician can do everything, right? So it's like, why not do that, right? And but it's interesting that a lot of times magicians put borders or put ourselves in a box, because it's like, well, there's no method for that. So, or I don't know a method for that, so we can't do it. It's like, well, then come up with a method for it, you know? And I think that's the fun part of things, is working on stuff like that. So
yeah, also everyone should follow me on Instagram.
That's also
yeah, make sure to follow on.
I don't know why I said that, but I was just reading here, you know, this.
Yes.
I was thinking.
And you noticed that Ondrej wasn't on there.
Oh, I'm not there. So you put just at before the O, then you write O N D R. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Look at that.
Blaze, you know how to make me happy and satisfied.
Happy and satisfied. That's what I'm all about.
We'll leave it running the rest of the episode.
By the way, Blaze made me happy once, like very happy, because one of my goals with butterfly cards was I wanted to get someone who has the toolbox, like the, like things that they know about magic or things that they can do different than I do, right? Because I made butterfly playing cards because I was lazy and didn't do any sleight of hand. So I just, avoided sleight of hand by coming up with butterfly playing cards. And then Blaze came to me, Magic Life, saying, hey, look, I can do this. And I was thinking, holy shit, here, take the butterfly cards.
That's how I got this deck.
Yeah, nice.
And he was like, oh, I'm going to show you something. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. It's no longer in stack. No, it's not in stack. And now name any card. And I was 4 clubs. And it was like, and I was there.
That was the sound effects that I meant.
He makes those sound effects all the time, yeah.
I punched people in the face with magic. I really appreciate you saying that, Ondrej. And you actually helped me so much with making the routine that I ended up releasing, Double Agent, better. That routine evolved so much during that weekend at Magic Live. And then I feel like it finally got to the version that I perform now because of you. Because I was always doing it where I would hand people the deck. Actually, that's what I ended up doing on Fool Us, and I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I had just listened to you. But where I would hand people the deck and then tell them that by the time they turned their hands over, they would be looking at the card that they were imagining. And then Ondrej was like, "Why don't you just have them hold out their finger and just touch?" And then it was like such a nice, elegant thing, and it ended up being so much more magical. So I really appreciate your help with that.
He didn't listen to the guy that fooled Penn and Teller 3 times. He said,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, at that time, I still didn't have the credit, So
yeah,
he just had to believe.
I did listen. Yeah, not to throw anybody under the bus. I did listen to a guy who fooled Penn and Teller twice, who told me to do this one instead of that one, and I regret it.
Instantly regrettable.
Yeah, he's got a lower score. Now, I don't know if we're about to throw up a bunch of swear words or whatever, but I trust Mike Helmer. He has a question, or an exclamation, actually. Not even a question.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did he say?
He says that you are all a bunch of stupid bastards, idiots.
Love you, Mike.
No. Mike is just congratulating me for the new butterfly card release. Nice. The pretty beautiful cards. The summer deck, I assume.
The summer deck or the Pride Month edition.
The summer butterflies that were released just 9 days ago.
Everybody go check out Butterfly Playing Cards and get your summer deck.
Sold out.
They're already sold out?
Yeah,
wow.
They sold out in 17 minutes.
Insane.
Jeez. Wow. All right, so everybody don't go. Just follow Ondrej so you can find out when the next drop is.
Head over to eBay or one of those places that you can get cards from someone else. Don't go to Ondrej. It doesn't have any.
Well, I can give you a little tip. So the spring edition of Butterfly Playing Cards released or launched, or I don't know what you say, on March 20th, which is the first day of spring.
Look at that.
And the summer edition released on June 21st, which was the first day of summer. So I don't want to like suggest any like patterns or anything. But if you're waiting for the next drop, just watch the calendar, You never know what's going to happen in the fall. I think it's a lot of math. It's a lot of math.
It's a lot of math.
September 22nd.
September 22nd.
Maybe. Just putting it out there for viewers. Kind of give you a heads up, sneak peek.
I got no information out of that at all. What? Huh? Question mark?
What you were saying?
No.
It's just sorry, Ryan. I wouldn't dare
talking over me every time I have a question. 100%. No. Do you think it's that time? Because I know we're
wait. You want to ask me more questions, like rapid fire questions that I will answer with like no thought and no. Yeah. We could actually let's go through the questions again.
No, Ondrej, even better.
Lasagna. What's your favorite genre of lasagna?
Meat.
Lasagna.
Veggie.
Lasagna.
Plain.
Lasagna.
Saucy.
Lasagna. What's your favorite genre of lasagna?
Ondrej!
What is it?
Oh, who made the graphics?
So, what is your favorite genre of lasagna, Mr. Psenicka?
Wow. I mean, that intro video, if I can call it a video.
Whoa. All right.
I mean, episode.
That's the best part.
Well, the best lasagna I've ever had was in Paris, close to the Arc de Triomphe. It was lasagna bolognese. It was very good. It was incredible.
Bolognese.
I got it there and then came back to have another one. So,
unlike spaghetti bolognese, which you would call a spag bol for short, this is a lasagna bolognese, a las bol.
With a protein shake on the side. So, Ondrej, if you were to bake one lasagna bolognese and you took a second one, you baked a second one and you placed the second one atop of the first one, do you now have one lasagna or two?
Well, firstly, I wouldn't. I don't know how to bake lasagna.
The loopholes. If you were to go to Paris,
if you went to
receive two lasagna bolognese next to each other in Paris, and if your waiter were to take the second one and stack it atop the first, how many lasagna would you have now?
Is that like a puzzle that I have to solve? Is that like a trick question?
Not
or
a
is
trick
that
question.
a question just that, you just want to ask so you find out if I fall into the one category or two category?
Wow.
Well,
I wasn't ready for the psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
I would have four lasagna.
Four.
I would have four. Yeah, I would have four.
Four.
Because I'm a greedy motherfucker and I want more.
If you stacked all four, would they become one, or would they still be individual lasagnae?
Oh, you mean if I had, if I went to Paris and got lasagna, and then the waiter would bring another lasagna, and they would take one lasagna and stack it on top of the first lasagna, which now, of course, I would have four lasagnas. So then they would take one of the four lasagna, they would put it on the side, they would take another lasagna, put it on the side, and the fourth lasagna, put it on the side. So now I have 4 lasagnas, right? So then if they put it back top, so it's like a little tower of lasagnas, so then they would take 1 lasagna away. So it's just 2 lasagnas. Still following?
Sounds like a bad
now we're cooking with gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very informative podcast.
It is. This is our favorite part.
I'm sorry, Blaze. What was the question?
Yes. It was 1 or 2.
Oh, 2. Yeah, 2.
2. Okay, so they remain individual. All right.
The more the better. Yeah.
The more the better. All right.
Yeah. But I have a question for you, Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a chef in Paris making lasagna. So they have, because they don't do it, that they have like individual plates for each lasagna that they would put in the oven. So they have a big one, right? They have a giant oven, and like they make 1 piece of lasagna and then they cut it, right, in pieces. Right? Yeah, that's how they do it. They cut it and they give you 1 piece of that lasagna. So if they take it out of the oven, what's in the how you call it, that big plate that you put in the oven? Yeah, the pan, exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you have in the pan? Is there 1 lasagna or 8 lasagna?
8 Siamese twins.
12.
There you go.
How many lasagna is in the pan when you make lasagna? How many? Is it just 1 before you cut it in pieces?
I think it's
just
gotta be
1.
Yeah.
Or is it already?
I think it would have to be 1. Yeah.
Because we're not saying what the serving size is. If you could sit down and eat the whole pan of lasagna, then it would just be 1 lasagna.
Yeah, if I cook you a steak and then I cut that steak into slices before I serve it to you, I didn't give you 20 steaks. I gave you 1 steak that was divided.
That's right.
So the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly. So now we're coming to the final answer, which is I have as many lasagnas as many I got from as many portions I got from the waiter. Because originally they were all 1, but then they were split into many parts. And they were,
Yeah, biological siblings. Yeah, from the same source.
Yeah, that's how lasagna life works.
I appreciate the insight. That was the deepest lasagna answer we've gotten and the best.
That is very true.
Danny says they don't like lasagna. Svichkova sauce.
Very good. That's Svichkova. So recently, 3 days ago, I had the best Svichkova in my entire life. And now I'm going to show you a picture of it, because obviously I take picture of everything I eat, because I have an Instagram account. So everyone has to know what I eat for lunch, especially when it's Svichkova, which is Czech national meal. So I have to show you right now the Svichkova I got. This is it. This is it. It's my beautiful girlfriend back there as well. And this is...
Oh, I saw your story of this, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like.
Svichkova.
So this is Svichkova. It is the best part of a beef, of a cow meat. And then there are dumplings. These are bread dumplings made of bread. And it's a cream sauce. It's very good. It's usually served with not raspberries, cranberries. Cranberries, lemon, and whipped cream. And it is delicious. Delicious. It's delicious. So when you come to Czech Republic, which is going to be soon for both of you guys, I just wanted to inform you, then you should get Svíčková. Yes, indeed, of course.
We're going to do
100%.
We're going to do a live Magic After Dark from the Czech Republic. Eating.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to find it on your Instagram, but you lied. It is not on your Instagram.
It was. It was a story.
It was.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah. So the stories,
Sorry.
you know how they work?
I
So
know.
the
I don't watch
you might
stories.
They're kind of like magic. They do disappear.
Yeah, it's like magic. I looked. It's not in your story though either. But
yeah, not there anymore. As I said 3 days ago, even though now I'm posting things that are 3 days old, because I just don't want to spill all the beans. Now when we finish, I'm gonna post what happened 2 days ago.
Now I'm seeing Svíčková na smetane.
Exactly, Svíčková na smetane. That's the whole name of the thing.
And that's when you have the bread dumplings and everything. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is an unusual looking dish, but looks like a smorgasbord of flavors.
Unusual for you, but here we have a lot of sauces. We eat a lot of sauces, a lot of dumplings, a lot of meat. Czech cuisine is pretty heavy, so if you eat Czech cuisine, then you're ready to take a nap, whatever, like Czech meal. But yeah, it's all very delicious.
What is a non-dairy Czech meal that you recommend? Because it seems I'm seeing a lot of dairy in the ingredients to this. That it is boiled with double cream. You've got whipped cream on the side.
Blaze cannot eat anything.
Are you dairy intolerant?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. He's just canceled my plane ticket to the Czech Republic.
Yeah, Philip's in your heart.
I was so excited to hang out. I'll just have to have my vegan protein drinks.
Yeah. That's all there is.
Now we had a question earlier that was about your favorite non-magic book.
Cedric. Have you asked what's his favorite non-magic book? Oh, it disappeared and I still read it. You know which book I like that was suggested to me by my friend CJ? It's The Name of the Wind.
The name of what?
Name of
the Name of the Wind.
The Name of the Wind. I like that I leaned in as though you were going to whisper in my ear, or if I could hear any better, despite the fact that we have headphones and there's a screen in the middle.
It's the name of the wind. The name of the wind. Jessica.
Carol. Carol. The name of the wind is Carol.
I thought you were going to say Carol of Ravia. Where is it? Where is it? Where are my non-magic books? Oh, right here.
Rumpelstiltskin.
By Patrick Rothfuss. The Name of the Wind.
It's a thick book, but I think it's thick just because it's narrow.
There are really, really big letters.
Yeah,
it's like 6 words a page.
Geriatric text you got there. Yeah.
It's so good. It is really good. It will
So
eat you alive. Yeah, it's something between The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and The Witcher.
Wow. That's really cool.
It is indeed. So that would be the one. It made me read until like 5 a.m. in the morning, which you have to be very interesting if you want to do that. Yeah. Then I have a lot of books that I wouldn't recommend, that I would recommend to avoid. But they're not in my library. I threw them away, so I'm sorry. I apologize. I have none that I wouldn't recommend here. Oh.
This is great.
So let's talk some more now.
So you clearly, especially in the way that you've described your virtual show and the way that I've heard other people describe seeing your castle performances and other things, you are definitely a very imaginative performer. Do you have any kind of defined creative process that you could articulate for how you go about making an act or a routine, or is it different every time? Do you find yourself falling into any patterns or formulas when you're going out about creating a magic act? This is what I need to know.
This is so good. So, what was the question again, Mike?
No listening. Well, the moment's passed.
This is funny. My girlfriend is watching this thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to call it. It's a show. Watching the show, and she's in the next room and she's laughing a lot. So I guess you guys are funny. That's good.
We try to keep the episodes.
I'm sorry. Please. Oh, Ryan. Sorry, what you were saying? No. Now I missed the joke. Can I rewind? Could you do it again? I don't want. Okay.
So do you get your creativity from your protein or from another source?
Oh, that's a good question. I practice.
And then?
Then I apply the practice to like a project, but I don't like that word. So like, a project, I guess it's a good word.
So do you, you're saying that's your creative process is through practicing magic, you then come up with new magic?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Blaise. I said it wrong. It's not that you wouldn't understand correctly. I said it wrong. It's through the process of practicing creativity, not magic, because creativity is a muscle like everything else.
I agree.
You just have to let yourself create. You have to create, and you have to acknowledge that you can create, and that most of the magicians just perform things of like creations of other magicians, and they don't give it a second thought. They just do exactly what they learned on that tutorial video. They just do exactly what they read in those instructions, and they don't think about how could they do it not only differently but better, because we're all different, and maybe it would be better for me if I did it like this because I like doing this, or it's interesting when I do this or that, and then I do it, and then it's much better than if I did it just like the other performer, because I'm not the other performer. And so we have to understand that we can create, that we are allowed to create, and that we should create. And if everyone would create, the world would be a better place. So do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. No, that's good advice.
That was interesting, Blaze.
Yeah. There's a friend of mine.
Can I get it? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I will. Blaze, I would like to get a GIF of you saying, "Just do it."
Just get a GIF. Reese, are you in the chat? Can you make a GIF of this? So, Ryan, last week we did our episode, and Reese went through and then found all of the most embarrassing freeze frames of me. He had there is an Instagram account called Says Blera.
Yeah, I follow it.
You follow Says Blera?
Oh, yes,
yeah, and he's been going ham, posting all of as many deep fakes as possible.
Yeah, I definitely follow it.
Yeah. So, I totally agree though with that. I have a friend of mine that his name is Boo Boo Stewart. He's an actor, and he also is doing music, and he's a painter, an artist. And he always talks about that creativity is a muscle, and that you continue to get better at it the more that you do. And I think that it's definitely necessary to keep pushing yourself to create and actually complete projects.
You're
Ideas
right,
easy,
but
how
do you spell the Instagram account again?
I want to remind everybody I didn't make it.
It's okay. So here, this is it for everyone. It's Says Blera. This is how you spell it: SAISEBLERRA. There's no space or anything like that. It has just 50 followers. I believe it deserves more.
Let's get him some more, right?
While you're at it, while you're already on the Instagram app, again at Ondrej Psenicka.
Did he take
I also appreciate Blaze that he knows how to pronounce my name, which is fantastic and beautiful and wonderful. And thank you for it.
Thank you. Well, thank you for teaching me before we went live.
So is that is that you?
Well, it was at one point, and then it was no longer. This man has gone a bit wild with his distortions of my face, and I don't know if I should feel ecstatic about the fact that I've gotten to the point where there is this kind of demented fan account, or if I should be a bit afraid.
No, I mean,
yeah. See, that was a cross between me and Jabrizi, apparently.
Yeah, this one is funny.
Yeah, I don't know, but he'll be very pleased that there was a shout out to it. But you talked about creativity being a muscle. Yeah, tuning fork to your third eye. That's how you unlock magic, is you put a tuning fork to your third eye. But Ondrej, yes, you photoshopped me and Elf. Merry Christmas. I appreciate you doing this.
I believe that now. How long is this podcast? But we certainly have a lot to do now.
We do have a lot of moments.
Oh, that is a good one. That is
right. I love it.
He called that one Beyonce.
Did someone say Beyonce?
So you talked about creativity being a muscle. Now that must mean that you are rather mentally fit. And we have another bout of mental gymnastics before we end the show that we must expose.
Before we get to it, I just wanted to say that this is a great example of creativity, because this. Oh, now Pina is saying, show them how you ride horses.
Do you ride horses in a unique way?
No, but Pina was kind enough to take me to a horse ride. Is that how you say it? Horse ride?
Horseback riding?
Yes, horseback riding in Mallorca on the beach. And that was amazing. One of the best experiences in my entire life. Let's do it again, Pina. Anywho, so I just wanted to say that doing this, is it's a great,
absolutely deep fake to me.
This. Happy Friday, everyone. By the way, happy Friday.
Happy Friday on Wednesday, everybody. Oh my god!
No, I just wanted to say that this, if you don't know how to practice creativity, you could do, anything. You could do whatever, to be creative. This, whoever that is, I bow to you. That this is a great way to be creative. You just come up with something to exercise creativity. And this is fantastic.
The worst part is that people message me thinking that I've made my own parody account. It's bad.
Do they message you like, Blaze? I mean, this is so good. You are so good.
No, they more message me going, like, "Are you okay?"
Your sense of humor.
Yeah.
Now, how mentally fit are you, Ondrej, the creator, the man, the myth, the legend, the put your finger through your neck, Psenicka?
It's that time. It's time for my favorite rhyme. It's time for the IQ test. Let's see if you're better than the rest. It's time for the IQ test. Let's see if you're better than the rest. Did your teachers call you smart? Or more of an epidemic brain fart? It's about time we see. Can you count? 1, 2, 3. Let's see if the answers will agree. Can you count? 1, 2, 3.
Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary, mate. Here we have a wild Ondrej Psenicka.
So
It looks a bit like the last question.
what was the question?
New communication method here from the Czech Republic. His glass is full, but his intelligence rises. And here we bring you question 1. How
Question
to
number
put a
1.
giraffe into a refrigerator?
Why is the first sentence cut off?
First question is
How do
put a
you
giraffe
put?
in a
Because
refrigerator?
it's like half of it is not in the frame.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Just the red box. How do you put a giraffe into a
Oh,
refrigerator?
is that an error in like OBS? It's like and there's something appeared and disappeared again in the corner. There was like a little text box. Why is it gone? It was there. Oh, wait. Could you show me the little images over there on the top right? Was that like little icons? Can I see them?
Little icons in the top right.
Yeah. No. When you move that window a little more. Oh, you were using the window capture. Oh yes, see that? There's a little star. I like the blue star. Refrigerator elephant. So how do you put a giraffe into a refrigerator? Head goes first. Head goes first. And then you push, like when you're giving a birth to a baby. But hard. Real hard.
Oh,
Head first, then push like giving birth.
real hard.
Next.
Next. But we're going to have to give you, maybe a quarter point on that one, max.
Maybe.
I think it's probably a wrong one on there.
I'm okay with
It's all right.
0.25.
Yeah. The correct answer was open the refrigerator, put the giraffe in, and close the door.
Oh,
Tests whether you're
That
doing
has
simple things in a complicated way.
that has zero creativity. There's zero creativity in that answer.
Zero creativity.
I call it bullshit.
Penn and Teller's bullshit. Let's bring it now to question 2.
You know what, Blaze?
No.
I challenge you to this. Get a refrigerator.
Yes.
Get a giraffe.
Yes.
And follow that answer. Follow that question. And then we can talk. Then we can talk.
It's like, I'm done with you until you.
then we can talk about 0.25, and then try to follow my advice. And see.
Okay. Okay,
one
we'll
is gonna
talk, Mr.
succeed.
0.25.
Yeah. It's going down to 0.15.
All right. I take my 0.25.
Oh, we're
and-
down to
okay,
0.2.
Next. Okay, let's
All
go.
right.
Let's
And
go.
question 2, Ryan.
Okay,
How do you put an
0.25.
elephant in a refrigerator?
Oh, is that a question for Ryan?
This
No,
is a question for you, Ondrej.
Oh, for me. Okay. How big is the refrigerator?
It's
a fridge.
refrigerator.
Does a giraffe fit in the refrigerator?
I mean,
Does it fit in?
It did. Yeah, it did. And yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, then you open the refrigerator, you take out the giraffe, you put it in the elephant, and close the refrigerator.
That's more like it, Ondrej.
That's
But
a
yeah,
good
see, he's got it.
He's got it.
That is the correct answer. Many people go for
No.
open the refrigerator, put
That
in the
was
elephant,
the
close
most boring answer ever, and I hate myself for it. I 0 points for that one, please. Thank you very much.
the door.
Fine with my 0.1.
All right, so you're still at 0.2.
Yeah.
About the amount of protein drink you have remaining. All right, so next question.
Yeah.
The Lion King is hosting an animal conference. All the animals attend except one. Which animal does not attend? The Lion King is hosting an animal conference.
A lion.
A lion does not attend.
Or does he?
We asked the questions here.
Yeah. Is a lion your final answer?
Wait, the Lion King is hosting an animal conference. All the animals attend, except one. Which animal does not attend? Oh, I don't know. Not an animal. Oh, I know. There's this stupid elephant locked up in the stupid refrigerator, you stupid ass.
That's more like it. Correct answer. The elephant. We're here to beat the creativity out of you, Ondrej. This tests your memory.
Test him. No. Okay. Give me 0.05 points. So I have 0.3 now. I don't want more for that answer. Christ.
Which brings us
all right. Next
to the final question.
There's a river you must cross. It is inhabited by crocodiles. What the fuck? You just go. The crocodiles are at the conference.
This is too good. This is really too good. That's wow. That was just I've never had someone not think about this last question.
Yeah, everybody usually takes a while for this one.
Yeah, correct. You swim across. All the crocodiles are attending the animal conference.
Jesus, but that's... Are you really asking me that kind of questions? Are you wasting my time or what you're doing now?
No, you have such mental fortitude, Ondrej. It's really stellar.
You would not believe the number of people that fail this
quiz. You got, I mean, if we go by real scores, you got a 3.25 out of 4, which is really exceptional, considering Aussie got 0 out of 4.
I was like, oh, are these coming back out?
Okay, Blaze, now you can talk to me. I can hear you again.
This is why you purchase waterproof AirPods. That's why he goes for the pros. Only the best.
Gotta go with the pros.
This is the actual reason why they're waterproof.
This is how they tested them in the lab.
Yeah.
Well, we have just a couple minutes left, and every week we do a giveaway for our lovely viewers of any
What am I gonna
product
get?
from Lost Art
Oh.
Magic. You can get whatever you want, Ondrej. The world is your oyster.
I want it. I just whatever I want it.
So we we ask the viewers a question about the episode. And so the first person to comment the answer correctly wins a free download from Lost Art Magic. So Blaze, we have a question this week?
Yeah. We got one. What was Ondrej eating at the beginning of the episode?
Oh, good question. Comment. First person to comment wins free download of your choice. Let's see who it is. Oh, look at that.
Look at that spelling.
Yeah. I don't... Do we...
Hey!
There we go.
Now, Nuno did say the correct answer and then correct it. I think Nuno deserves it here also because Cedric has won in the past.
Cedric
Nuno is correct that Ondrej was having sushi at the beginning of the episode. So send a DM to either Ryan or myself on Instagram, and you can get any product of your choice from lostartmagic.com.
Well,
I want any product of my choice from Lost Art Magic.
All right, you send us a DM.
Send us a DM. You got it. You got it.
But
Ondrej, please send it to the correct account, not Says Blaira, and you will get it.
Now you gave me a thought.
There you go.
I won't see it if you send it to Says Blaira.
Well, you won't, but I'll have a lot of fun.
You're going to have an ongoing conversation with him. But Ondrej, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I know it's late over there.
It's Thursday here.
Yeah, it's already Thursday.
Yes.
You are technically ahead of us. So you're already in the future.
Not only technically.
So what happens in the next 6 hours? What happens? That's my question.
I'm gonna sleep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So thank you so much for coming on. It's absolutely a unique experience.
This has been a wild ride. I loved every moment of it.
But we can't wait to come to the Czech Republic and do an episode there.
And have a svíčka na smetane with me.
That's it.
Not Blaze.
Blaze cannot, but
I'll
will
watch
you.
Try
with you.
Yeah.
So
Blaze.
We'll get sushi.
Blaze, we're gonna get dairy-free svíčka na smetane, which is a thing that doesn't exist, but we'll try.
So
wow, guys, this was really cool. And I'm sorry, Ryan, for interrupting you. Please go on.
We like to end every episode, though, how we started. So will you join us?
But I ate it already, because we began with eating sushi, in my case. Sushi, oh, wait, what?
Correct.
Oh, sushi, yeah. But wait. We're already ending? I thought that I'm going to just thank you for this amazing trip that the podcast was. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. See? So I'm going to say nice things about you guys now. So you should let me do it. See? So, no, it was great. I thought first that this is going to be boring as all the other podcasts, but obviously it wasn't. I ate too many things, including my AirPods. And I wouldn't if you wouldn't be fun people to talk with. As you said, Ryan, in the beginning, that these conversations, it's the special thing that we can listen to each other and not interrupt each other, which doesn't happen very often. But no, this was fun. So thank you so much for inviting me. It was great, fantastic, and thank you to everyone who was watching and who were here with us for these crazy, incredible, stupid, crazy, terrible, I don't know, maybe interesting at times 2 hours. So thank you all. And thank you mostly you two guys. You're the bestest.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming on, and I really enjoyed your sense of humor, your actually really great advice, your recommendations, and overall sensibilities. And let us close the way we began. This has been another episode of Magic After Dark.
See you next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.